now we're ready to place the restoration. Okay, I'm going to press that to place. Make sure that it's seated all the way with a pair of cotton forceps. I'm going to swipe very carefully without dislodging the restoration, and I want to make sure that I get as much of the material from underneath the contact area on the mesial and the distal and off the margin wherever it's accessible, just like that. Then I'm going to reconfirm that I've seated this fully, and then we're going to tack cure it. And the tack cure for an LED curing light is literally a quick on-off. It's going to go on, off. And then a little bit on the buckle. And just a touch on the lingual. And now I'm ready to begin to remove some of the cement. Very carefully because it's in a gel state at this point. And I'm going to use a piece of floss with a knot in it. Clasp that down, pull the knot through to scrub any of that material out from the interproximals. And then we're going to light cure it one more time. How you doing, Charlie? Okay, now we're going to rinse that off. Okay. Open for me. Okay, now that that's been done, we're going to remove the isolite, remove the retractors, and then check the occlusion. Okay, Charlie, close all the way down. Tap a few times. Okay, open. One way to identify whether you have the tooth in occlusion without any hyperocclusion is, of course, to check with articulation paper, but then I also like to check with shim stock. He was holding shim stock on the teeth distal and mesial to the restoration that before we started. So I'm going to have Charlie close again. All right, so go ahead and close down on that, and you can see that he can still, you can see that he does not hold shim stock on the distal, so we're still a little high. And sure enough, there's a high spot on the distal buccal cusp. And we've got a spot that we need to adjust on the distal buccal. Now you'll notice that I'm using a fine grit diamond and water spray to do this. Tap. So I like to use shim stock as a final check. He was holding shim stock mesial to the restoration before we started. Go ahead and close down, Charlie. And when I have him close again in that same spot, you can see that he holds shim stock in that same location again. So that tells me that in static maximum intercuspation, he has proper occlusal contact strength. Okay, last step is to polish the restoration or repolish it rather, and I'm going to use a series of axis points. And I might use a little more dye shine as well. The parting thought that I want to leave you with is Ceric means precision. We saw today just how close the occlusion was and how excellent the fit was.